Real quick. One of the pro tips for building is find somebody who's on Marketplace who like hoards building materials. Looking at these windows, 80 bucks each. And I also found this threshold here. And then got some fixtures. She's got all kinds of stuff in here. So that's definitely a pro tip, is find somebody who buys this stuff in bulk and just strike up a conversation and try and work up a deal. So also she said, I think 60 bucks or 30 bucks for the sink. I'll have to ask her again. I can't remember what she said, but look at how deep this tub is. This thing's nice. I might take it. We'll see. All right, so ended up picking up some really good stuff. Got the 3 windows, pretty much all the stuff that I showed you. I'll talk about the threshold in a second. Let's see. Got 30 of these, and they are, well, I got 30 units, so enough for 15 cabinets, which is probably more than enough. We'll see. I just saw them at Ace Hardware. Well, similar product. It's like a stainless steel pole. I'm not sure if this is stainless steel. I would imagine it being stainless steel. I don't know why they would do a metal dipped or something, but 50 cents each. So, I mean, and I just saw them at Ace for $9 a piece, $9.80 a piece, which is a hardware store around us. Whoa, I got so much stuff. I got those lights. Here, let me flip around. There's a box of lights right there. That big box. There's 6 of those lights. They're $5 each. Lowe's has them for a hardware store, and a supply store has them for about $40 to $35 each. And this is the highlight. I was just walking out and I looked up and I saw this like sticking out, and I'm like, man, that looks like a track. So let me pull it down and look at this. It's a threshold. This is and it's 6 foot, and it's brand new. So this is the fancy one. It looks like it's an oak veneer. Let's get it from the side. It might be just solid oak. It's hard to tell because they do veneer so good nowadays. But anyways, it's oak. It has this system where you take these off and this comes up and out. And there's screws that you can use to either, in this case it's concrete, so we're going to use Tab-Cons, and we'll drill through this. You can see that there's an actual plate in here. We'll drill through the base plate, secure it to the ground, run a bead of caulk around this right here, and then it has weep holes for water to drain out if it comes in against the door. So that's just so water can flow and doesn't stay inside of this. You see this open spot. Anyways, I feel like I'm talking a lot about this threshold, but I'm super excited because this threshold, new, is approximately $200 to $300, depending on where you go, what kind of features you wanted to have. I got this for $20, $20. So I think it's probably worth that in aluminum. And if it doesn't work, for some reason, if it doesn't fit perfectly, or if I don't like how it fits, it's $20. You know, I can turn around and put it on Marketplace and probably make double my money. So really excited about that. One other thing to note from my previous years of working in construction, look at this. I was just like in here bringing this stuff in and found a box of fittings. and like 30 feet of Schedule 40 PVC pipe. So my budget for my PVC just like got cut in half pretty much. So in a later video, I'm going to show you how I create a budget for building. It's very simple. To me, it's simple because I do it for a living. But I can break it down into simple steps. So number one is your proposed budget. And how you establish proposed budget is you get quotes either from people doing the work. So you can get like 3 quotes for people to do the work. Or you can look at raw materials and then multiply it by 3. Sometimes that's how people get their price to do the work. So that's actually what I did is because I'm going to be doing 90% of the labor and skilled trade work, I'll be just taking raw materials and putting it on a chart and saying, hey, this is my proposed budget. So proposed budget. And then next to that, excuse me, is actual budget. And that is actual money spent. So for example, sanitary sewer system is, let's just say my proposed budget was $400. But because I have $100 worth of fittings and another $60 or $100 worth of pipe here, that means that my proposed budget went from $400 to $200. So I have $200 of savings. Your goal is to beat your proposed budget. But in instances like a pandemic, that's not going to happen. You want to create a budget, one, for investors to see how much the job is going to cost, and then 2, how much you're going to save versus your proposed budget. So you create a budget, you don't inflate it, but you inflate your quantities by 10%, and then you try and go below that so that you have a little bit of savings in your project. So that is one tip. We're going to get into that video probably later toward once the build is almost done and things get kind of settled down. But here, one more thing while I'm in here. Check these lights out. I got these from an auction, and there's a whole bunch of like barn lights, and look at all ignore my insulation stack, and I've got tons of insulation. I've got insulation everywhere in here. But these track lights, they're all white. I've got 5 white ones, actually 6 white ones, a black one, and 1 stainless steel. So, and there's one mystery one. I don't know. It doesn't have but they're Lithuania lighting, which is Home Depot's brand, and very nice. I've had them. They last a long time. I paid $100 and I had like 10 more. I ended up giving some away and using some. So look for deals, guys. Don't just buy stuff because it's new and you want to go, you got to spend the budget. Because look, these say $50 each, discounted to $30. Even if you spend $30, you can only get 3 for $90. And I paid $100 for 20 of them. So, I mean, oh yeah, well you don't need 20 of them, but just put them in your storage or give them to someone. I mean, for me, it makes sense to just look for a deal because there's always deals. You just got to find them. It takes a little extra time. So, pro tip, spend a little extra time looking for your stuff. Get a good deal and ask questions and just be friendly and kind to people, because if I wasn't nice to this lady, she wouldn't have pulled this down off the top. And, we just struck up a conversation. I told her what project, and she was like, $20. It's been up there for 6 months. So, yeah. Well, exciting things are happening. Getting materials together. I'll see you next time. Having a local delivery helps when it comes to building equipment or building materials, because here's the truck. Foam. I've got a little bit of space right here. I've got all this other stuff that needs to somehow fit inside. And then here, let me show you this. Bags of fittings, some other stuff, poly tubing. So yeah, I'm just kind of wrapping my head around how I'm going to get this all to work and flow without falling off as I go home. So wish me luck. I got everything strapped down. Woohoo! All right, now time for the checkout. Hopefully they don't tackle me. Got too much stuff on here. Let's go say hi to this guy. Go say hi to this guy. All right, I got an interesting one for you. Here. Let me just showcase this for a second. Here's our garage. Stuffed full of 2 by 6 by 8 or 2 by 6 by 16s, 2 by 10s, and then all various sizes. This is the entire lumber package with the LVLs. Here's the best part. The McKeels. Whew. So I'm trying to get these LVLs in here, and they weigh approximately 300, and they're 180 pounds each, so about 400 pounds, and I'm having the time of my life, but almost done. This is the victory lap. I'm gonna get it in here and call it a night, take a shower, but I am super excited for this framing. This is gonna sit probably for 6 months. I'm not worried about that. Got the materials, and we're good to go for the next phase, framing. Till next time.